lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Every episode of Podcast Beyond ends in a segment we call Ryan's Wrap-Up. Colin, you know it well.
Yes.
Podcast Beyond listeners send in their favorite tracks that they've made, that they've created. We play them here on the Internet's #1 PlayStation podcast. Today, we have a very special guest, Colin.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
He's one of your favorite rappers.
Yes.
You talk about him all the time.
Yes.
It's MegaMan.
Oh.
How are you?
Hey, I am great. Good to see you guys.
It's good to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making time. You're on tour. You just finished up your tour.
Yes, last night.
You've been on the road for how long?
About 2 months.
Jeez Louise, sir. Go home.
I'm ready to go home.
Your fish needs you. MegaMan, for people who don't know you, first off, what's your real name?
Raheem.
Hey, Raheem, how are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for joining the show. It's good to have you.
It's good to be here.
What you do all this crazy stuff with a Famicom? Explain to people at home right now. My mom's listening. What happens? What do you do
There's
here?
some crazy stuff going on here. I got this from a friend during a trip to Japan. I was looking for a Famicom just for my own collection.
Yeah.
And then I went to a Chiptune show out there. And you're familiar with Chiptune?
Oh, yeah.
Right? All right. And a lot of guys were using modded Famicoms. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I wonder if I can do that with mine. And my friend told me, no, you can't. You don't have the special one. The special ones just mean the older ones. So so on my last day there, he helped me to find a first-generation Famicom and just showed me a little bit of the basics on how to mod it up in a way where I can get my 8-bit music to play through here and perform through it. So I've been doing some pretty cool stuff since then.
How long have you been doing it?
Overall, I've been performing live for about 5 years, but I've been using this in my show for maybe the last year or so.
And is this the same one? This is the
same one.
It's
a little
looking
chipped,
haggard now.
It's beat up. I mean, it's literally been all over the world. I toured Europe with it. I toured Japan with it. And, TSA isn't very nice to it, or at least not the they make me take it out every time, and then the baggage handlers are probably tossing it. Who knows? So, but it's hanging in there, man. I mean, if it was an Xbox, I don't think it would, would last.
Red rings. Now,
but it still works.
Colin.
Yes.
I think you like MegaMan the most.
Yeah.
Because of MegaMan.
Exactly. He raps a lot about MegaMan. He raps about other games too, but he raps a lot about MegaMan, and that's my favorite thing in the world.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's the merging of two of your favorite things.
Yeah, rap and MegaMan.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, we used to. So on IGN, we used to edit or have a music editor back in the day, and he was actually the one that introduced me to you. He gave me, I think, your CD, and I think there was a DVD or something that was there's some sort of compilation DVD that you might have appeared on or whatever. I have it floating around somewhere. And I started listening to it. I ripped it to my computer, and then I've tweeted at you a few times, and I've started discovering things and going on YouTube and finding all that stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff, and I love, especially because Mega Man 1 through 6 and then 9 and 10 are really the essential Mega Man games, and this is a lot of what you pull off of. It makes me very happy as a fan. Also, the music, because the Capcom music of this time, this golden era, is also awesome. So adding some beats to it and some raps to it is perfect.
So how do you get away with using game music and not getting arrested?
Well, here's the funny thing. Way back when I did the first MegaMan album, I think it was IGN. I can probably thank for this. I put the album out on my MySpace page back when that was the bee's knees.
Oh yeah.
And I put the album out, and I was really afraid of a lawsuit. So I created a separate account and put it out under MegaRan instead of Random, which was what I was going by at that time. And so the album was called MegaRan. And then somehow it pops up on IGN, and then I get an email that same day from Capcom. I have to cue the dun dun dun. Hold on.
He's got it ready.
That's what went down. I got an email with the big C, and I was just like, whoa. And I think the guy who got the email to me was Seth Killian.
Oh yeah, Seth. We know, friend of the show, friend of Podcast Beyond.
Super great guy, and he was really nice. He's like, so we want to talk to you about this Mega Man album, and I'm like, how did you guys find out about this? And then he's like, don't worry, this isn't a cease and desist. And I'm like, wow, okay. So he's like, yeah, we've been playing it in the office. We really love it. It's positive. It's clean. It's well done. It's Mega Man's 20th anniversary. Like, this is totally awesome and perfect. So I think Comic-Con was maybe a month from then, and they were like, so why don't you come out to Comic-Con? And I'm like, the Comic-Con? Are you serious? And so that was my first time going to San Diego Comic-Con, and they had this cool area set up for me. They had a time where I would autograph, and like they treated me like a star, and they're like, you don't understand, like people love this on the internet. And I was like, what? No way. No way. That was probably when I discovered the power and speed of the internet. And And after that, it was a movie, a film called Second Skin that was about like video game addiction and things, something I know nothing about.
Sure.
But they loved the song I did called Grow Up, which uses the Woodman theme. And they wanted to use it as a final credits theme or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think you can do that because I don't know this stuff. And so they were like, we're going to try to get you a license. I was like, what the heck is a license? So their lawyer contacted Seth and contacted Capcom. And like 2 months later, I get this email that says, and I'll never forget the title, Capcom's blessing for MegaMan. And then in the email was a full license to use Capcom's music samples, things like that, for $0. It was an amazing moment. And so since then, me and Capcom had a really cool relationship.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I would have never imagined something like that happening. It was just really weird, but it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's got to be when you put out the original stuff, you put under a fake name. It's like, this is never going to go anywhere. It's just something I want to do for fun.
It's not going to go anywhere, and then it becomes my career. Like I was a teacher at the time, and then video game remixing kind of became my thing, and then I started playing more conventions and things like that, and then I had to 3 years ago step away from my job from teaching in order to make music now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a pretty good problem to have.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So you're going to play us a track here in a second.
I am.
What before we get into all that, where can people find you? Are you still touring? Next album? What are the next steps for people to go consume all your music?
Oh man, this tour is over now. So, but I am working on some new albums, new projects. I'll be dropping occasional free songs on megaran.com. You'll also catch those on the Twitters at megaran, and on Facebook under random, aka megaran.
Now, we covered this, you and me personally, off camera. Instagram, he's not Megaran. There's a girl who does not like being tagged in the Megaran Instagram.
Do not tag Megaran on Instagram. She's very angry. She's not willing to budge at all.
We've been there.
Yep.
Poor Megan.
We sure have.
All right, Megaran, what are you going to play for us today?
I don't really know. I'm going to think about it. Actually, one of my favorite songs is a song called Dream Master, which uses the Little Nemo, the Dream Master theme. It's mixed by my friend Kay Murdoch, and it's the story of a boy in his dreams. And basically, the story I just told you, kind of in rap form, going a little further back to when I grew up and how video games kind of literally saved my life. And my mom always said this wouldn't get us anywhere.
Ha ha,
and
Mom!
Look at us now, you know?
Here we are.
So, this is Dream Master. As I said, this is a story about a boy in his dreams and how you never know when things can come true. So this has a crazy chorus on it, and I'm going to need you guys to help me out with it.
Okay.
And
We're here during setup. I knew to mute it when you came on. Now I'm unmuting him. All right, we're here for the
mute
chorus.
it. All right. I'm going to say, hey, hey. You say, all right. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey,
All right.
Hey, hey,
All right.
hey, hey.
All right.
Yeah, once upon a time, before beats and the rhymes, and before there was ever any random, there was a boy in the hood who always did good. The bullies of the block couldn't stand him. And on Christmas and birthdays, he got mad presents, so many he didn't know what to play with. He had Transformers, He-Man, Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, but the G.I. Joes were his favorite. And he was so creative that if they didn't make the toy like, he decided to create it. He put Storm Shadow's legs on Snake Eye's body, then they popped, but then he duct taped it. He made spaceships, while the big kids hung out on the block playing hide and seek and riding bikes. They used to try to get involved, but they told him get lost. And that's when they started getting high at night. Now I heard he made a friend that was as nerdy as him. When he had about all he could withstand, he collected comics, cards, studied, and knew the Star Wars script like the back of his hand. And in school he made A's and B's, and teachers complimented his amazing feats. And all the while he wondered, if I'm so amazing, geez, why does nobody want to play with me? He said, hey, hey,
All right.
yeah, hey, hey,
All right.
yeah, hey, hey,
All right.
yeah, hey, hey,
All right.
say hey, hey,
All right.
hey, hey,
All right.
hey, hey,
All right.
hey, hey,
All right.
So to say this kid looked funny in school, that would be a colossal understatement. He had high water pants and Coke bottle frames and a mouthful of orthodontic braces. His first girlfriend was named Christina Perez. He took her everywhere. Now the boy is so cool, but she dated him on a dare and left him standing there without a clue. Man, kids can be so cruel. At the time when they couldn't love him any less, mother went and gone and bought the guy an NES, cause his mom felt this was the best way to keep him out of the streets. So though they were penniless, only child, she didn't want an empty nest, and it's a healthier addiction than cigarettes. And so it began. How did he escape the scene? He sat in front of that screen and chased his dream. I have to pause to tell you that NES is actually the Famicom. Okay. Hey, hey, alright. Hey, hey, alright. Hey, hey, alright. Hey, hey, alright. Say hey, hey, alright. Hey, hey, alright. Hey, hey, alright. Hey, hey, alright. Fast forward a couple years, he gains a couple peers and sucks up game like a vacuum. And then he went off to college and searched for knowledge and develops the heart to make rap tunes. Vowed to stay true when he dropped his debut and did. It's got his little name up, and it was money in the blank. But then he drew a blank every time his second LP came up. And so he thought back to childhood and how'd he survive in such a wild hood. But then he realized they didn't make him, and whatever didn't break him, that's what made him. So he decided to combine his love for his games and rap, open his soul and let him in. And then he chopped up some 8-bit sounds, put it down, and Random is now known as MegaMan. Other days all over that internet, and girls who used to care are now interested. But the best part of the story comes at the end, and that part hasn't been written yet. Come on, hey, hey, alright, hey, hey, alright, hey, hey, alright, hey, hey, alright. Thank you.
Damn, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was like the coolest thing we've ever done on this show. Holy crap.
Nice.
That was
Thank you.
amazing. Thank you so much for coming, Megan.
Oh man, I had a blast. Thank you so much for having me.
Please, it's our pleasure. This is
You guys
awesome.
are
Yeah, you can do this all day.
amazing.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, yeah, do you want to play the rest of the day? It's totally fine.
I would love to.
Here's my
Wow.
question for you, and I'm stupid. Everyone knows that about Greg Miller. Idiot. It's one of those things you forget, and I'm in the room with you, that the Famicom is what's playing the music, and you like when you
Yes.
pause it, I was like, oh right. So how does any of this work for somebody who doesn't know? Like,
Oh my
like,
gosh, it's so difficult. Okay, let me think of the easiest way I could come up with
like
it.
this cartridge is the mod that then has
Alright.
an SD card in it that then
Yes.
does things to
So
it.
this cartridge was totally chopped up and modded. It's the Goemon game, I think, from remember Mystical Ninja for the Super Nintendo. It looks like that guy, but I don't know. They took this game, split it open, did a bunch of modding to it, and then somehow fit an SD card slot and a headphone jack on it.
Gotcha.
Now, from this SD card, I put this into my laptop. I create a beat through a program known as Famitracker.
Okay.
Or Milky Tracker, or anything with a tracker in it that can create Nintendo sound files. Now, I take a Nintendo sound file, which is the only thing this thing can play. Outside of that, if it's too powerful, it'll probably just blow it up. Like a regular MP3 is humongous.
Sure.
And it just will not compute. So yeah, taking the song from here, I create it in a tracker thing, and it's a, oh man, trackers are so weird. This looks like a bunch of grids, and you just slide things up and down to make sounds. And use that. I save it to a Nintendo sound file on this SD card, put the SD card back in here, turn it on, hit reset, tune it a little bit, and pray that it works. And that's kind of the way I've been doing this.
I would have just kept being a teacher.
Yeah.
Lessons plans have got to be easier than that.
I don't know, man. Oh, man. I used to dread every Sunday trying to watch football and
Sure.
trying to watch all my favorite shows, Simpsons and Now Walking Dead and stuff, but doing that and then still having to do lesson plans.
Right,
It
right.
was a nightmare.
All right.
Mondays were terrible. But I miss the students, though, and because they kind of keep you young. You know,
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
around kids, you know what's cool, what's hip. I let them hear my songs, and they tell me, like, all right, Mr. J, you probably should work on that a little more. Or, you know, you're no Drake, Mr. J. You know.
You're like, I know,
But-
damn it.
But they're like 7th and 8th grade, so therefore they've seen everything.
Sure.
So they're, you know,
They think they know
nothing's-
the world.
Yeah, nothing's cool to them. So therefore, especially nothing an adult does.
Right.
So they're looking at you like, yeah, it's all right. And then they go home and tell their friends, oh my God, my teacher's a rapper. This is so cool. And then they're all over my YouTube. A lot of their parents tell me that stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like this is a next, like I said, I've only been doing this part of it for a year. I've kind of been making the beats at home on different programs, GarageBand, Logic, things like that, and then creating MP3s that I could play on my laptop. But I think this adds a whole new dimension using the Famicom, and it's a lot more fun to do it that way.
All right.
It's very cool. Should we do one more? Do we have time for
can
one
you do
more?
one more?
Yeah, I can do one.
Is that okay? Because this is the coolest thing that's happening.
This is way
in this
cooler
room.
than us getting MP3s and playing them.
No
those
offense.
are great too.
Keep sending your MP3s to beyond at
send
ign.com,
me
just like you
MP3s.
can. Podcast Beyond is IGN's weekly
But we'd
PlayStation
rather have
podcast.
you here live.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
If you can make
absolutely.
it.
So far, you joined the hallowed halls of Life in 24 Frames. I think, and Troy Baker. Those are the other
Nice.
people who have ever played here.
It's
for
very,
us.
it's very cool. It's very cool.
Awesome. All right, so yeah, I'll play another one. You talked about Mega Man. What's your favorite Mega Man?
Mega Man 3.
Mega Man 3. Let's see if I have anything that's Mega Man 3. I actually do. I have a Shadow Man track. Let's see. That won't quite be as cool because it's not going to come through the Famicom. I haven't used one of those for this track yet. But
You do whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
worry
I mean,
about
if you want to use that, were you?
We may just set this whole thing up.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I
You're
set
playing
it up. I feel like I should use it.
Yeah.
You're playing
okay.
the Wile. Were you playing? Was the Wiley track going through that?
Yeah,
before?
yeah.
You want
I
to do
can
that one?
Wiley. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
absolutely.
hot track. That's a hot
He's a
track. I know
doctor.
that. He is a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Of robotics.
And so when I introduce this song live, I always tell people, we played a lot of the Mega Man games, and the early games had no story, no dialogue. Mega Man didn't speak or think or feel, at least from what we knew. And so we never really knew what was going on. And if we could get inside of Dr. Wily's head, I think we could learn a whole lot. Like, why does this guy consistently try to destroy Mega Man and Dr. Light, like, for decades now? He's failing over and over again. Like, try something new. But I would love to sit him down one day and be like, Dr. Wily, what's the deal? And then he'd be like, well, and then I'd be like, wait, put it to a rap beat. And then it would be this song, Wily. All right. Now, at some point, I will need you to say Dr. Wily. All
Okay.
right? I'm going to be like, say Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wiley.
Very good.
All right.
All right. So
We're
this
good
is
at
what
this,
Yeah,
Colin.
yeah, we're good.
We're going to come on tour with you next time.
Yeah.
All right. This is the call and response. I love it. Okay, so this is Wiley. Smartest in the world, amazing advancements in the field of robotics. And money was no object, but he never felt the need to make it proper with projects. He had a best friend, Dr. Light. They could have changed the world if they stayed together. Friendly competition turned a bitter rivalry, and one day it changed forever. Wiley said he done enough, felt like it was second place. He was always runner-up. He got sick of second place, felt like it was Wiley's turn to start coming up. See, the school held a contest, showing off technology and charting our progress. Wiley and Light collaborated, but Light got all the accolades. Wild press, I guess. Wiley had enough of that, started acting up. His acting stuff, and though his act was tough, we weren't buying it, but this was the beginning of a mad scientist who might win some, but he just lost one. Light kept building, awards got one, a table for one, just not fun, so he built a robot to call his son Rock, named for his love for music. Lab assistant who fetched his toolkits, teenage boy, clumsy, clueless, always amusing, but that was the blueprint. Didn't want Rock to be all alone, so he built another robot named Roll, and life was grand, but little did they know, Wiley was coming back for everything he was owed. Say Dr. Wiley!
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley!
Dr. Wiley.
Say Dr. Wiley!
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley!
Dr. Wiley.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Nothing can stop me. It's Doc Wiley. Do not try me. It's Doc Wiley. Once again, say Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Say Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Nothing can stop me. Doc Wiley, do not try me. It's Doc Wiley, do not try me. All is well in the city of robots. Peace and love, no shots, no cops. But guess who comes back to the block? And when danger comes, it's likely that it won't knock. In the lab like a repo man. Left all his robots reprogrammed. Cut man, black man, rap man, butt man, elect man. But you can keep those, man. Stack chips like Doritos, man. And a few torches to bleach those plans. And use robots to wreck that town. And if you want to stop them, you gotta bow down. Now, our worst fears came to light. And worse, everybody's blaming Light. Now Doc has one robot left. It's Rock, and that kid isn't even trained to fight. On world domination, he's hell-bent. So he puts on a blue suit and helmet. Tells Rock, don't kill if you can help it. I can't believe his old friend's so selfish. Mass destruction is only objective. If only we had known he protected. But I guess it's the fact is if not, then if not, it's just a matter of perspective. So we can't let him win this fight. Time to get equipped, bots get sliced. Doc has Wiley in his sights. Can't bring himself to end his life. So they locked the Doc in the cage where they think he'll spend the rest of his days. And I heard the other day he escaped, and I bet he'll be back one day. Somebody say Dr. Wiley!
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Say Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
I'm taking over. Nothing can stop me. It's Doc Wiley. Do not try me. It's Doc Wiley. Once again, say Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Say Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Dr. Wiley.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Nothing can stop me. It's Doc Wiley. Do not try me. It's Doc Wiley. Do not try me. Ha. And that's that.
That's awesome.
Thank you guys.
We love you so much, MegaMan. You
come
should
every week.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can be the house band of Podcast Beyond. Just stay here, never leave. It'll be great. It's been our pleasure having you,
I would
ladies and
love
gentlemen.
that.
Make sure you hit up megaran.com, get all his music, go see him on tour. Keep listening to Podcast Beyond. Beyond.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.